Hi everyone, my name is Claudia. I'm here with TV Stuff Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a second attempt at the Emeril Lagasse Pasta Maker and Beyond. So if you saw my first video about this product, it was a total fail, but I'm pretty sure I had something, I know I had something to do with it. So to be extremely clear, what I messed up in the last video is I pressed mix at the beginning, and then I paused it once the egg got a little clumpy, and then I also pressed reverse at some point, which probably messed up the whole thing. And so basically I overmixed all of my ingredients. So I think in the video at one point I said like, oh, it has 2 minutes left. It was already like way too late at that point. So after, like I said, doing some more research and rereading the instructions, the only buttons I'm supposed to press are on and batch. Everything else should happen magically. The machine should do it by itself. So, with all of that being said, like I said, I already have my flour perfectly measured out. I even leveled it like a professional baker or what have you. So we pour the dry ingredients in first. And then we mix our wet ingredients separately. So this is 1 egg, a half a tablespoon of olive oil, and then just a little bit of water to bring it to 70 milliliters. So that is nice and perfectly measured out for you. We're gonna put the lid on. Maybe. There we go. Then we're gonna go ahead and press on. And we're going to press batch only once because this is only 1 batch of pasta. And then it's gonna do its thing. And then a little bit at a time, we're going to pour our wet ingredients in. So far, so good. It's the last of our wet ingredients. And then I'm not gonna touch this. It's gonna do its thing. It's got 12 plus minutes on the clock. I'm literally not going to touch anything regardless of what happens. It's gonna do its thing. It's gonna stop on its own, let the dough rest, and then the machine will, like I said, magically just start extruding the pasta. I'm not supposed to touch it again.
So according to the instructions, the ingredients should mix for about 4 minutes, and then the device will stop, and then there's supposed to be pasta extruding for about 5 minutes, and then that repeats. But you'll see in a moment how it doesn't.
So it had just stopped when I was having some fever dreams to take one of this device, because that's when I started to panic the first time, I think. But then it just started up on its own again. So I think we're doing the right thing. It reversed the turn, I believe, of how it's mixing the pasta. The consistency of the dough looks a lot different than take one. Take one, it was definitely way too wet and like watery. This time it's much more crumbly and loose, I guess is a good defining term. Another observation is that from the first time I tried this, I was like, there's no way that the dough is gonna get into the little hole so that it can like come out the front and make pasta. Because all of my dough was, like I said, too clumpy, too wet, and like like attached to the kneading paddles that go around and around and around. And if you watched the video, you saw like I had to keep scraping it off with this little guy, which was annoying. But this time the dough is much more loose and crumbly, and the paddles are naturally making some of the dough go into the auger. I'm saying that correctly, I think. And then it will, you know, continue to knead, continue to mix, and go out through the front. There's about 6.5 minutes left. So now it just turned off on its own. And still no pasta. And I was told to not press any other buttons. So I'm a little confused now. Okay, wait. The machine will mix the ingredients until the dough is a gritty sand-like consistency. It's definitely a gritty sand-like consistency. The machine will then stop. The machine will then auto restart, turning in the opposite direction, and will extrude the pasta. But it turned off. See, this is where I'm like nervous to press buttons again, because when I pressed buttons last time, it didn't work. Because it should have been already extruding pasta, right? It mixes for 4, it should have extruded for 4, mix again for 30 seconds, extrude for 4, right? Total time 14 minutes. And nothing happens. Like, it might be jammed. Should I check? Does it look like it was trying to come through?
No.
No, right? This thing just sucks. It's not just me. Alright, so I actually went ahead and did a whole nother batch just because the way the device is supposed to work is every couple of minutes it's supposed to extrude some dough, and it didn't. It's still not, so I think the dough is actually too dry. I'm gonna add like a tablespoon of water at a time and see if that... A teaspoon? Alright, I'll do a teaspoon of water at a time. So that's what the directions say. If it's not extruding dough, there's not enough water. It says if the dough clumps up into large balls, there's too much liquid. It says if the dough clumps into sand-like grains, which appears to be what it's doing, there's too little liquid, so that's why I've done 2 teaspoons so far. It says dough won't extrude, not enough liquid. Should I do one more?
Oh, yeah, blues.
So that's 3 teaspoons and still no pasta. Yeah. We're at about 7 minutes left on the clock.
Oh, that's getting...
Alright. Some stuff's happening, it sounds like. It's really hard to tell.
Might be too wet now.
Now I think it's too wet. Yeah, now I think it's too wet. So while I agree with a lot of you in the comments that this was partially my fault last time, as you can see, it's not all my fault this time. I mean, come on! Why am I not getting pasta? So, here's the thing. Like I said, I started a brand new batch because I went through the whole 14 minutes on the last one and I got no pasta. And then I reread the directions, and it's, you know, you're supposed to watch the dough, and I wasn't paying as much attention. Like, now I feel like it's almost there, but like, I don't know. I feel like there's such a fine line between too wet and too dry that like it's just impossible to get perfect. And like I said, for someone who's not comfortable in the kitchen, I want these gadgets to like make my life easier, not make my life harder. I mean, I didn't realize I had to be a scientist to just make pasta. But yeah, that's round 3, I think, at this point, and I still have no pasta, so like I said, I will admit that I have made a lot of mistakes with this thing, but at a certain point, I feel like it should just give me something, right? Just give me something, even if it's not good. But like, it won't even do the thing it's supposed to do. Because now it's way too wet. Like there's no, yeah. So I'm really sorry. I had high hopes for this video. I really thought this was gonna be the one. I really thought I was gonna be able to make some delicious pasta for dinner tonight. But alas, we have the same results as last time. So yeah, that's all I have for you today. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel for more As Seen on TV products and reviews. Follow me personally at ThatGirlClauds, always linked down below. I hope you all have a happy and safe holiday season, and I will see you very soon for another video. Bye!